Oh, oh boy. Oh me, oh my buddy, old pal, Jiminy Crackers. What? Uh, it's been 3 months since It's been 3 months since I played this game, and it's a funny because it's a similar arc to what happened with Elden Ring, which is that I binged the shit out of it because I was really excited about it, but then I had a big video essay project to work on, and so I was like, I'm hunkering down, I'm finishing this damn video essay, and then my reward at the end will be that I get to play Elden Ring again. So like I did Radon Festival, stopped for a month, came back, Legoshi video came out, and I mysteriously beelined for getting a wolf head for some reason for the rest of that playthrough. Similarly, my next video essay is probably out by the time this video actually happens, because I also went, because like a few things happened. One, I was playing this game for like, I was just sitting down and recording like, I think like 5 hours every Monday night, every week for a while there, which is like 2.5 times the actual weekly output of this series. So, you know, quickly that quickly stacks up. And then on top of that, we took all of October off for this game because I was like, I gotta make space for this Halloween event like I always do. And Tears of the Kingdom is just kind of like a eternity game. It's nowhere near finishing. It's not that big of a deal if it takes a break for a month and we do this other thing and then come back to it fresh. So between all that stuff, it's just I just have not needed Tears for a while. But here I am. I finished editing my video essay. At the time of speaking right now, it just went up on Patreon as an early version. I still have more editing to do to fix mistakes and add in voice acting and stuff. And I also, the week before, binged the entire horror event, and it's just all of it. So I played all those horror games and set up the entire month. And now it's finally time to start thinking about how November is going to go. And I finally get to come back to Tears of the Kingdom. The good news is I don't have to worry about having forgotten the plot. Get it? Get the funny joke? Because I haven't done it at all. Like at all. I've been in the middle of this massive adventure of clearing out all these shrines, which, oh, goodness me. Goodness golly, look at how much video game I did. Like, on one hand, I have not hit a single milestone in the game yet, which is wild for having played for like almost 50 hours. Well, more than 50 hours if you count the off-screen stuff. But on the other hand, you look at this and you're like, damn, you know what? I did do stuff. Look at all the stuff I did. That's a lot of filled in icons. Let's see. I don't remember if this happened last episode or when, but at some point I realized that I filled up the entire meter of energy only to have the first two just turn blue. So even when you fill up the number of pods that are visible on your hip, you're not done filling up your entire energy meter. There's even more battery after that, which is absolutely wild. So I still have even more to go. Coming back fresh all this time later, I obviously still have more shrines to spot and do. But you know what? I think I might actually go do some narrative for a bit. If for no other reason than to kind of ground myself in a more relaxed progression as we dive back into the game. And then I'll go back into exploring and the more mechanically intensive stuff as we go. But yeah, it's been wild. This is the danger of binging a game. Like when I'm doing the stuff, the upside is like it's definitely good to binge the hell out of a game, usually, because if I binge a game, then I can finish the entire thing in one big go. And if I have enough of backlog, I can safely dedicate like a week or two to just playing one game continuously. And then the videos have more continuity, and I remember what's going on, and I don't like randomly forget a mechanic and stuff like that. I mean, I can, I'm human, but not the ways that come from breaks, at least. So I would prefer to binge games, and like I have this complicated schedule of interlocking things because I try to put the videos out at a pace that people will actually watch them at. Obviously, because if you binge an entire like dozen-hour game in a week and then put it all on YouTube immediately. People don't usually want to watch a dozen hours of stuff. There's always people who will say that they will, but that's not the lived experience. Let's go south. That's not usually how it goes. So it's best to stagger stuff, but then when you have all these different staggered videos, what happens is that it backfires on longer games. On a shorter game, you just binge it and then you beat it in like a week or two, and then you just cut that into, you cut up the episodes and you edit it and you render it, and you upload it, and then you can just move on with your life and it'll all come out over the course of the next couple of months or whatever. These longer games, they call your bluff. You play them for so long and you put so much time and effort into them, and then they just live forever, and you're like, oh god, okay. It's like starts to become like your family misses you. Like you have all these other responsibilities and other things to go pivot to, and all of them aren't. This looks like a Korok. This weird spot. Okay, well I don't know how to. Well, if it is a Korok, I don't know how I'd bring it out. You got me. Yeah, what happens is if you play one game way too much like I did Tears of the Kingdom, you end up neglecting all of your other playthroughs, and then before long it's like, okay, my deadlines are coming up. Like, I went from having a month-long backlog on all these things to all of them being due, like, tomorrow, and Tears of the Kingdom is backlogged for the next, like, 4 months, so obviously I can't keep doing this unless I want to just cancel everything and only upload Tears of the Kingdom videos, which some people would like. Although Tears of the Kingdom has not been pulling in the viewership that Breath of the Wild did. Bye-bye. That was very clearly a Korok. Am I just because of that? Like, it's just the repetition of, like, we are kind of back, and it is similar enough that even if people collectively agreed that Tears of the Kingdom, a lot of people are really happy with it and think that it's a fantastic follow-up to Breath of the Wild, and they're very happy with how it turned out and all that, but it does have enough similarity, or enough of its overall runtime, that it might just not have the novelty that Breath of the Wild had for a Let's Play game. What do we got here? Something with air, because we're in the RITO village. Ride the Winds. Gatakis Shrine. So if I remember correctly, the route leading here was very tutorial-y, so these are probably relatively simple shrines. Oh yeah, they basically designed it so that I would fly into this from there and automatically get blown through, even. Doesn't work because I hit the ground. Oop, careful. Evil lasers. I did the thing. Whoa. That's a hell of an updraft. Okay. I'm fine. In base 4, I'm fine. Okay. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh, they're made of paper. How's the wind coming out of the ground here? Yeah, once upon a time, Breath of the Wild was so, like, almost obnoxiously successful on this channel that, not only did it persist for 150 episodes of people having just a great time with it, but also, like, it then led to Patreon suddenly going from never voting for a single Zelda game, or even necessarily even not nominating them, to, like, I was just shackled to Zelda for the next 2 years. Which I didn't mind, it was just a bit surreal to watch. Patreon is kind of continually its own downfall, as far as, like, the audience goes. Like, the people who were tired of Zelda I'm like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Everyone else keeps voting for Zelda. This is mob rule. And we just finished New Vegas, and that was a super long playthrough, and people were like, okay guys, we need to all bind together now. Careful. Don't nominate and vote for another super long game, or it'll be like 6 months before we have another vote, just like last time. And then Patreon voted for an even longer game, as far as I can tell. So, nobody hates my Patreon, like my Patreon supporters. But I have evolved and changed, both in that I have the video essay channel going on nowadays, which is a new conduit for expression and a potential audience. But also, the Patreon has massively increased in success, not because of that model or how I was doing things before, but because of the fact that I added this early access thing, which many of you are watching these videos in. So you're watching these weeks or months before they come out to the public. And I don't do that by delaying the videos for the public, I just keep up the normal schedule. It's just I backlog the hell out of videos and pre-record as much as I can. Both for my own sanity, so I can go do stuff and not constantly be shackled and having something be due tomorrow. And because I'm trying to keep this particular perk going and so on. Ideally, what you do is you binge a bunch, get ahead by a set amount, and then you can then just work at the normal rate, and you'll always maintain that buffer until something goes wrong or you lose time. It has been amusing that the longer the game is, the more I get a exaggerated version of the Let's Play effect, which is that when I play one of these games, it takes me weeks or months, or like even more months, because games are long, and when you put them in a set release schedule, those are long, and also when you play a game in a Let's Play format doing commentary or anything like that, you just make the game longer, kind of like me standing still right now. And then you add that to being relatively completionist about a lot of these games and so on. They just take forever to finish, which is less noticeable when a game is shorter, but when a game is longer like this, like a week or two into the game coming out, Twitter is suddenly full of just people talking about all their experiences in the late game or beating the game or how cool this game was in the past tense, and you're like, oh, I haven't done a single, like, temple/divine beast or anything yet. I don't even know what this game is to some extent still. Now it's reached the point where people are like, wow, next month Tears of the Kingdom will have been out for 6 months already. We're old. And I'm like, I haven't even done anything in it yet. And I've been playing it the whole time. Oh, there's another prayer spot. That's cool. Can I activate it? You can't add these to your map, can you? I mean, I can manually, I guess. Let's see. Did I mark the one over here? I don't think I did. I think I just memorized where it was. Yeah, I think you just get used to them all being in all the major towns, but also, like, given that the game has fast travel and I'm using it, you only really need to know where one of these is and just go to that one every time. Just go to your favorite one. So we're here with the RITO. I think that people said this was the intended first town last time in Breath of the Wild, and that the Gerudo was supposed to be the last one you do, either the Gerudo or Death Mountain. I think we're supposed to be the ones that are like late game and harder, which makes sense because they have more obstacles between you and going to them. This time it was especially apparent because I went in every other direction on this map early on in the game. But once I started going from Hyrule Castle towards here specifically, this entire path was full of tutorials. Like, it has the most obvious big, like, setup for one of these guys and explaining how to do that. There's, like, a bunch of, like, towns that have, like, tutorial, like, characters around here. After having done a bunch of relatively big challenges and flown up to the sky and under the ground and all these crazy things. I then was getting people that were like, can you fix my cart? It's really hard. I don't know if I'll ever be able to figure out how to fix this cart. If only there was some way to attach two things together. Oh. So this is probably the tutorial-ish one again. Let's see how they follow up on the previous narrative. You got here just in time, mister. We're about to practice our song. It's called the Song of Storm Wind Arc. You know, from World of Warcraft. We're all going to sing it together to save our village from the upheaval. You gonna listen to our song, mister? Yeah, let's hear it. Yay, we love an audience, and we'll give it our best for you. Everyone ready? 1, 2, and... Once a god fell from heaven, stilling the Hebrew. It's so hard to... Heavens grew lifeless, just as the air below thinned. With the world in upheaval, we pledged to help the Lord. A line of ships soaring, built as a passage skyward. The god ascended to heaven, leaving behind an ark. Its winds brought us a new life, thanks to its great divine spark. You know, this song is about the ark that saved RITO Village a long, long time ago. Something bad happened then, just like it's happening now. Yeah, that Stormwind Arc. Is it really real? I'd be so happy if it was. It definitely is. Papa told me it's always watching over us, high in the sky. We could sure use its help with this awful blizzard. Most of the adults aren't around anymore because of the weird weather. Well, if we don't have the Ark, or we don't have the adults, it's up to us kids to take care of the village. Practice is over for today, Genly. You're in charge of food. And Molly, you'll need to make your arrows. Yeah. We've all got jobs to do, so let's do them. Hey. Yeah. Hi. Kid power. Oh no, my kid power is weakening with age. I always want to sing along those parts, but it's really hard because you don't know the lyrics or the tempo or the song in advance, the melody. So you don't have the chance to like merge them in advance. I sang Cass's song last time, but I had to do it separately later. I also had to change some of the lyrics because they were unsingable in their original state. It wasn't good. It wasn't working. Ah, no, I did it again. The beds are too soft and inviting. A customer. Who's sleeping? I wasn't sleeping, not me. Welcome to the Swallow's Roost Inn. We don't have any other guests at the moment, so rest easy and rest well. A regular bed. Blah, blah, blah. Aw, okay. Come again when you want to use one of our comfy beds. What a fucking job interview moment. My problem is that I work too hard, and I care too much about being a team player. My flaws are that I'm too perfect. The fucking... It's the like job interview equivalent of like the hypothetical dream girl that's like the neighbor next girl that's like this 10 out of 10 girl that doesn't even know that she's attractive to begin with, and she has to be shown that shows up in like fucking 80s trash movies.
Hi.
Full tummies make for a happy RITO. That's why I like learning new meals out of the recipe book. Recipe? Good job, me. I saw one in there that I know everyone would love. A fish pie with Staminoka bass. Doesn't that sound yummy? Problem is I can't leave the village to catch a Staminoka bass thanks to this dumb blizzard. I have everything else. Tabantha wheat, goat butter, rock salt. But But if I'm gonna make a fish pie, I need I need the fish. I need Staminoka bass. Do I have any? What do I do? I don't know why I like that voice so much. I'm broken. All right, I was talking about video essays earlier. If you don't know, look up Boring Keith to watch my video essays. Also look up Noll playing games, spelled G-N-O-L-L, playing games, to watch our tabletop RPG channel. If you're sick of hearing about these things, I'm sorry, but also, that's how being a YouTuber or internet person works. You have to repeat yourself constantly, all the time, because a tiny percentage of people actually watch each individual thing, and so you will just constantly have people that are confused and learning for the first time that you have a video essay channel and so on. And it's like, it's very surreal because like the video essay, like when the Lego She's video came out, that was the loudest thing. It was deafening. It was such a big deal in my life, and it was dominating my day every day for a while. It was just the background noise of everything for months. And all the time, people that are supposedly big ol' fans not only didn't see it, and didn't see any of the several announcements about it, or the podcast discussing it, or all the times that I bring up the effect of it and so on, to the point where when the rebranding on the channel happened, they were just baffled. I'm like, what? I've been a long time fan, and I feel so betrayed. I'm like, not that big of a fan. You didn't fucking pay any attention to what's been happening here. That is a good top. I do want this top. You'll freeze if you don't keep warm. Right about this. The ones that uses rupees instead of health, I think. Oh, I thought his arms were out. Now it's much more disappointing. Ah, damn it. Can I just have the chest piece and not the rest? I didn't recognize which part of it was the mannequin, so I thought we were getting taunted with a suit that has exposed arms and hip cuts, because there's gaps between the waist and the top and the beginning of the armor. Oh well. I gotta dress cold here. That's just the life. Or on keel over, get it? That's why that's her name. I get it. I'm funny. Where's Cass? Bring your Cass over here. Is Cass even alive? I saw Prince Sidon. I didn't talk to him because I didn't want to start the story yet, but I saw him there. So he's alive. Hasn't it been like another 100 years or some shit? No, it hasn't been 100 years. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm insane. Several characters are still around, obviously. The big time skip was last game's story. This one had a time skip, but it was just I think most of that was the time spent between the end of the first game and the beginning of things even going wrong to begin with. I don't know how long the actual time skip was. Short enough that people are still looking for Zelda, and they haven't given up. How about this one? Huh? You need something, mister? 'Cause I'm actually kind of busy, and you're in my house. My papa told me you can use ice fruit to freeze monsters solid, which gave me an amazing idea for an invention. My problem is, I can't go out to pick the fruit right now with the blizzard and all. Ugh, so not fair. This is the best invention I've come up with in so long, but without ice fruit I can't make it. Huh? Mister, I felt a cold breeze coming from your pouch. Huh? That's what you got? That's the ice fruit I wanted, isn't it? How? How does a cold breeze come from my pouch? But also, how do you feel a cold breeze from me? When this is the weather. Whoa! Looks like you've also got some cold jelly-like stuff. Is it a white choo-choo jelly? One of the monsters that'll freeze you solid if you touch it? Wow, it's not exactly what I had in mind, but I bet I can use it to make my big invention. May I have either the ice fruit or white choo-choo jelly, please? I think the fruit's more common. Yay! Now I can finally make my invention. When I attach this to the tip of an arrow, I'll have an arrow that can freeze monsters from far away. Sometimes I'm so smart I scare myself a little. Wonder what would happen with other materials you could make with arrows and all sorts of effects. Wow, listen to me. With every breath, I spew out brilliance. But I should probably stop talking before I give away all my best ideas. Anyway, here's a thank you present. You know the reason I'm making arrows? It's my papa. He creates the strongest bows around. I wanted to make arrows that go perfectly with his bows. All I have to do is keep working hard, getting my name out there, and one day, I'll be a world-famous arrow maker. One my papa can be proud of. Complete. So yeah, speaking of tutorial quests, did you know that you can combine an element with your bow? That's Reba, right? Reba McEntire? Actually, was Reba the...
That's not fair at all! You know I can handle it! Checking out that huge cloud wouldn't be hard. I could even do it alone. If we don't do anything, the village... Huh? Huh? Is that you? It is you! Link!
Oh, Teba, not Reba. I was kind of close. The, let's see. Tulin. Ah, it's a Link! It's me like, yeah, and it's... You! My best buddy! That guy! Link. They told me you were missing. They told me you were missing. It's good to see you doing well. The new RITO Elder. See, he's got hip cuts. He's got his arms out in hip cuts. Why do I get ripped off like this? When is Link's slut era? It's very nice to see you again. You're my son, Tulin. He's grown taller, though perhaps not yet grown up. Well, maybe I would if you didn't treat me like a hatchling all the time. As long as you still think you can take on the world by yourself, you'll always be... Oh god. You'll always be my little chick. What? You think I can't? I'm already fully fledged, you know. You'll change your tune when I ace today's scouting trip. You all can keep wasting your time treating the Song of Stormwind arc like it's real, but not me. Listen, you. Unbelievable. Tulin wants me to let him go find what's causing the blizzard, and he's having trouble hearing no. You mentioned a song? It's an old folk song here in RITO Village. Long, long ago, when we faced a different sort of upheaval, the village was saved thanks to a great flying ship. Or so claims the song that's been passed down through generations. It's a song for children, mind you. Few adults still parrot it as if it were true. Still, every now and then you get reports among the RITO of a flying ship. Combine that with a blizzard caused by this upheaval, and it seems less far-fetched. Far-fetched! Is far-fetched here? Can we meet? Even if the Song of the Stormwind Ark is just a children's rhyme, I suspect that there is something lurking high in the sky. But the air is so turbulent now that no RITO can fly close enough to look into it. This is why I say we need to make careful preparations to find the truth. But Tulin, he thinks we cling to that song out of cowardice. But these are RITO matters. You came for some purpose, yes? What? That's terrible news. So then, not even Hyrule Castle is safe. If Princess Zelda's disappearance and the strange phenomena around the world are related somehow... We RITO would ordinarily love to contribute to your search. But this abnormal blizzard shows no sign of stopping, and food has grown scarce. Everyone I could spare is already out researching the blizzard or scavenging for food. My husband hasn't been able to leave the village much since becoming village elder. I wish there was something I could do. Ah, but maybe I'm not the one you want. You should try asking Hearth. My friend Hearth has many sources of information, so he might already have a lead about Princess Zelda. You see the two bonfires out that way? He's in the lodge near there, if you'd like to try visiting him. And there's even a dock. I guess they're in all the directions anyway, but it's all set up to send you straight there. Might as well finish climbing, though. See what else is in this town. There's something funny about hearing about a character named Hearth and then being sent to the fires. I guess it doesn't go any higher. Place just looks like there'd be a lot more to it. Is there wind to help me out? I'm not sure I trust this trip. Not really. I've got plenty of stamina at this point. Wasn't sure about the slope. I think it might be pronounced Hearth instead of Hearth. I don't know. Speaking of World of Warcraft, that's the primary reason I learned that word. Look how short it is! Look at this tiny baby thing. Alright, let's see if we've still got it. Yeah. The way that you drop stuff, I forgot about that whole thing where you drop stuff every time you like fall even a little bit. And it gets so frustrating. These are always kind of entertaining, in part because I very specifically do not overthink them. I just immediately just mash a bunch of things together. Like, that'll probably do it. Da, 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 da. Release it. Wow, it didn't even move a pixel. Didn't even move a pixel. I'm so good at video games. Perfect. With your help, President Hudson is now standing proudly and firmly in place. It fills my heart with joy to see him doing so well on his own. I don't know why I'm reading this all out like it's new. Did you? Give me all of your things that I can do a murder with. Or eat, I guess. Look at this magnificent creation. It's perfect. It's perfect! Neck. This, welcome to this neck of the woods. Get it? Get it? Get it? Get it? Get it? Hey there. You here because you spotted the bonfires? The blizzard makes it hard to see where you're going, so we keep these bonfires going as a beacon for lost travelers. They eat up a lot of firewood, but it's worth it. You can spot them even from up in the air. As proud as I am of them, they can't beat the spotlight set up around that fancy Skyview tower. It won't warm you like the bonfire will, but it's hard to beat it for size and sheer brightness. The Hylians are pretty incredible to have built something so impressive. I was already there. That's where I started this episode. I went in a big circle. Stealing! Yes! Oh, I'm horrible. I'm a horrible person. Yes! I've ruined you! You're ruined, dark and mysterious bird. Link? You're alright. I worried after I heard that you had gone missing. What happened? So you're looking for Princess Zelda. Sorry to tell you I haven't heard anything about her. Our feathers are full dealing with a more immediate problem. Everyone from the village has left to scavenge for food or to investigate the cause of this terrible blizzard. All of our peppers keep disappearing off of our tables for some reason. And all that has been hampered by the sky monsters that seem to be everywhere. We're spread too thin to deal with them properly on top of everything else. Sorry, bud. Wish I could do more for you. Now that I think of it, maybe Tulin could help. Oh, right. You weren't around for it, but little Tulin has developed a way with wings that puts the adults to shame. Almost like he weighs way less than us or something. Even in this vicious weather, he patrols the skies and reports all kinds of useful information. His gust wind technique is something to see. None of the rest of us can pull it off. Even stern Tebe acknowledges that Tulin's skill is a cut above. The kid does preen about it more than he should, but, well, it's worth asking him at least. Last I saw him, he was with Kisane and Laisa on a trip to find food. Was that more recently than we saw him? Because we just saw him. I think they were on their way to Hebra South Summit Cave. That's to the northeast from here.
The cave is past the cliff out front and up the mountain road. There should be a bonfire marking the spot. Find the bonfire at the mouth of the cave and you'll be on your way to finding Tulin. He's rambunctious and jumps around everywhere and defies orders and can literally fly, but I know exactly where he is right now, and I have super specific ingredients, super specific directions, including long-term landmarks that can all direct you to where he is. The book about the Stormwind Arc. Stormwind Arc legend. One day, the winds that ought to blow into RITO village ceased. Then the heavens grew stagnant, and the earth fell to ruin. The villagers looked skyward for a solution. They saw a figure pierce through the unmoving gray clouds and descend swiftly toward them. Believing no ordinary being could fall from the heavens, the villagers called this figure a god. And the god stood atop a hill day after day, longing to return home to their island in the heavens. The villagers, forgetting their own troubles, tried to carry the god home on their proud wings. Yet who could say how far it might be, the place this god came from? The RITO took flight in turn, each hoping to reach the place above the clouds. Alas, none had wings strong enough. Seeing this, the god told the leader of the village that returning to the heavens was possible if the RITO gathered materials. Their spirits high, the villagers set about doing so. The god nodded upon seeing the tall pile of materials. This, they understood, would be enough. The god poured a strange power into the pile, and several small boats were assembled. Cautiously, the villagers boarded. The small vessels began floating up into the air. With the god leading them, the boats rose higher and higher, soon passing through the thick clouds. The vastness of the heavens took the villagers' breath away. Floating islands dotted a clear blue sky. The villagers rejoiced songfully and then, with reluctance, returned to earth. One day, winds at the village roared back to life. In shock, the villagers looked to the sky. Floating above them was an enormous ship that the gods had sent in gratitude. Numerous oars on both sides began to move like wings, soundlessly churning the skies. Air blew across Hebra once again. The skies cleared, and blooming flowers rose from the ground. The god had given them the blessing of wind. This arc that saved the village from a catastrophe came to be known as the Stormwind Arc. So ends the story of Stormwind Arc that saved the village long ago. Once a god fell from heaven, stilling the Hebra winds. The heavens grew lifeless just as their air below thinned. With the world in upheaval, we pledged to help the Lord. A line of ships soaring built as a passage skyward. The god ascended to heaven, leaving behind an arc. Its winds brought us new life, thanks to its great divine spark. Thought I'd blast through it more cleanly without the mess of listening for the music and flubbing lines. Mountain climbing path. Very funny that there's not a climb ladder faster button. There's just a jump up the ladder button, which is a wild thing to do. Is that snow? Looks strange, just kind of sticking out of the side. Just in that one spot on that one tree. Well, that is a bonfire. Does not look like a cave, though. Maybe it's behind this pillar. Unbelievable that these huge things are raining down on us. What is happening up there in the skies? Huh? Oh, oops. I hadn't expected to meet a Hylian here. What are you doing in the mountains in this weather? Don't you see how cold it's gotten? Our feathers keep out the worst of it, but I'm not sure how you can stand the blizzard. If you go farther up the slope, you'll see the Hebra South Summit Cave. My friends are there now, gathering provisions. There are glowing mushrooms and fish to be had, which come in handy. They keep a bonfire stoked at the cave entrance to mark their location. If the cold gets too much for you, find that bonfire and warm yourself up in the cave. Oh. Thorns. Plants. This guy. Grapes. That was an interesting climbing direction. Okay. Just keeping an eye out. I know this isn't the way they said to go. There is like a direction to it. There's all these things blocking the path. There's a guy up here. I was wondering if there was a place to take that piece of ruin I just found, because that was... you'd pick it up. So I figured if I could find like the other half of it, maybe they would combine into a complete shape, and then that would please the Koroks.
A cave-in? You've got to be kidding me. How am I supposed to get inside now?
Where's Tulin?
Tulin? You need him for something? He's out collecting food in another cave right now. I'm pretty sure he has the Kasane. He's with the Kasane's group. There's a bonfire burning outside the entrance. It's not relevant to what's going on here. What's wrong? Well, take a gander for yourself. I was hauling food out of there when the entrance collapsed. Now what do? I should have picked some bomb flowers from the other caves. Could have used them to blow these rocks away. What foul luck. I hate to leave all that food behind, but maybe I just need to call today a wash and come back tomorrow.
Skyward Sword has bomb flowers.
Hey, those rocks didn't know what hit them. You're amazing. Now I can bring some supplies back to the village. Thank you so much. Oh, right. I need to reward you somehow, don't I? Here, take this. Consider it a token of my gratitude. Alright, I'm gonna go check it if that food is still good. Thank you for opening a path for me. Food famously spoils quickly in the snow. It's freezing in here, therefore we only have seconds to spare.
That doesn't work. There you go. Yep. Nope, this cave keeps going for a bit further.
Thanks for helping to keep our food supplies intact. I'll deliver them to the village as soon as I've packed them up.
And that's gonna be it for here. Oop. Ooh. I'm always happy to see places where bomb flowers are around.
Headshot. Headshot.
That one guy's gonna freak out so much if I keep collecting bubble gems. There's an irony to the idea that you have to keep turning them in chunks. Like I know that he's trying to find the dosage that'll turn him because he thinks he has to get eat a bunch of them at once, and so every time it doesn't succeed, he asks for an even larger number. But damn, we could just start at the largest number, and then we're good. Well, that I guess because he and I in universe aren't necessarily trying to sign up for a massive odyssey where we have to collect hundreds of them. It's just that I, the player, know that that's where this is going, so let's just go, just skip to the end, man. But it's fine. Ultimately, as the player, you know that you just turn in an escalating number of these things, then you get this reward at the end. And you get a reward each time. It's just that me, the human, that has to engage with the explanation that they give for the prizes. There's no hidden cave here, I don't think. Me, the human being that has to deal with it, sees the flaw with this approach. Okay. So the ruin that I saw didn't seem like it was going to combine with anything. It's just a different material, so it's interesting. I don't see where to put it. But it did lead me to me finding that, so we're good. That's enough of you. Whoo! Thought you could get away with it from me, eyeball, didn't you? Too fast for you. Nope. Any of these bits escape downhill? Ah! Oh god. So many friends! Oh. Awkward climbing. Ah, that's not the bonfire. That's the bad fire. Bye. Probably not going there. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Evil lizards. It's so gloomy out here. There's just an inherent feeling there's less to see. And it's not as nice to look at. I'm reminded of why I bounce off of Skyrim so quickly. There's so many other issues with Skyrim that are not very interesting about it. Really nothing is interesting about its onboarding process. It's just a tedious game to even try to start playing. But it definitely doesn't help that the entire game is just... everything that you see is just gray and depressing looking. Wow, this is just as good as Cyrodiil. I can't wait to explore... this place full of barbarians and wolves over and over again, and it's gray. Didn't think I'd be seeing anyone else in these mountains anytime soon. Oh, with the blizzard and all. I'm here because it's a good place to find food for my people. Why are you here? Wow, judgy. Looking for Tulin, huh? Fair enough. He's farther in the cave with Gisane. They're scavenging for food. No, I'm not going to show you the way. I need to keep an eye out on what we've amassed so far. Be on your guard. There's a creature in that cave that hops around on the walls. It probably won't bother you if you stay away from it. Good luck finding Tulin. I won't be staying away from it. Do you pack them all in these big crates then tie them down? Is it necessary to tie them down with a cloth that's staked into the ground when you're already inside of a cave? I don't think the wind's going to take them away. Sup? Be gone. I desire riches beyond compare. Ah! The lizards are escaping. Oh. I think they fall in the water and just disappear. It's a little distressing. That's weird. One tiny piece of grass. This seems safe. Ah! Not, no. How did he manage to turn around completely? How did he do that? I don't even know how he did that. I required more fishy fish. What? Well, now where? Oh yeah. The main part of the pit. This looks safe. Gilly. Hi. Uh-oh. Is that the creature? I definitely thought it, I was hoping it would be the ones that give a reward. I don't want the evil baboons. They're big and mean. They're mean baboons. Link. The blood moon.
The blood-stained moon shines upon the land. The endless
Skip button is mash a button, then the face. You hit a face button, then you hit start. Trips me up a little bit. Whoop. Hi. God damn. These numbers spike when you use a real weapon. The Horriblin. What a goofy ass name. What is this cave? It just keeps going. Dang. Yeah, I believe they're suggesting I use this. Or it just won't let me... Okay, it won't let me put my... I guess it's not enough of a fire. Doesn't create a draft. That just kind of felt like the intuitive thing, what do? Managed to miss those on the way up. Well, alright, buckle up for a climb.